Used to spend my nights at the barroom. Strumming and singing. And we will be putting out a bunch of video in this series. I'm in 432. So if you have a tuner that tunes to 432, use that. If not, at the end of this video, I'll put a little section to skip around, just so that the people that are in tune don't have to wait. Now, this guitar that I'm using right here, I'm endorsed by Tim Williams Guitars. And this here is one that Tim sent me. It's called Emmy. And it's a one-of-a-kind, hand-built Tim Williams USA Masterpiece hollow body electric guitar. We call it Emmy because of the emerald green finish. And not only am I playing these, but I'm also selling them for my buddy Tim on the website. So you could visit marcococonut.com. If you go to the shop tab and click Williams Guitars USA, boom, you'll see Emmy and other Williams guitars that we have up for sale. All right, before we get started, a few things to cover here. This is a new series, Strumming and Singing. And we're going to, originally I was asked by Guitar Center years ago to make a series, Strumming and Singing. And it just didn't take off because DVDs were getting phased out along with books and stuff. So now everything's on YouTube. So here you go. I'm now doing it, 10 years later as a freebie on YouTube. So the first thing, we're going to do this Chris Stapleton song. And what's going to help you out is right below the screen here, I'll put up a link to download a free PDF. And the PDF will have all the chords and all the notes and the vocals and different options for modulating your voice and for playing lead guitar in the song. The PDF, like I said, is down below in the description, or it's at the Marco Coconut website under lessons. And it is absolutely free. So if you go to the website and you go to download it, I'm not asking you for your bank account number or even your email address. It's just, boom, you click a button and download it off of my Google Drive. Here's the chords we're using. It's A, B minor, D, and then B minor or B minor 7. Now the B minor or B minor 7, that's an alternate. Okay, so for the most part, the song is A, B minor, and D. Okay, you could get away with just those. And I'll tell you later what I am referring to when I change things up and give you some ideas. By the way, to learn more about guitar chords, check out my Easy Guitar Chords DVD. You could stream it here on YouTube with ads, or you could buy the full-length DVD, of course, with no ads on my website at marcococonut.com. Let's learn, for the beginners, let's learn the fingering for these chords. I know I rattled off the names of them, but as far as, if you're a beginner and you're watching this as a lesson, maybe you don't know the fingering. So for the A, what we have for an A chord is the first string is open. On the second string, I take my third finger, put it on the second fret, put it right behind the fret wire. Not on it, not way back here, but right behind it. Then that gives you room to take your middle finger, your bird finger, and put it on the third string, second fret. And then your index finger goes on the fourth string, second fret. And for that A chord, what you do is you play strings 5 through 1. So there's your A major, open A major. And sometimes I'll go up to a bar chord, a fifth string bar chord, or I'll even just play the second, third, and fourth strings of that bar chord and still use the open notes. Same open notes as I use here. The next chord is the B minor. It's a bar chord, very pretty bar chord. So being a bar chord, what you do is you take your index finger, you lay it across strings 1 through 5 in this case. And that's on the second fret. So again, the finger, that bar, goes not on the fret, not way back here, but right behind it. You take your middle finger, put that on the third string, third fret. Pinky goes on the third string, fourth fret, and your ring finger goes on the fourth string, fourth fret, okay? So starting with the first string, you're fretting with the bar, the second fret, middle finger on the third fret of the second string, pinky on the fourth fret of the third string, ring on the fourth fret of the fourth string, and then the bar is holding the fifth string second fret. And there's your beautiful B minor chord. Okay? And again, I also will sometimes climb up to that seventh fret B minor sixth string bar chord. But it's not necessary. Again, to learn more about chords, check out the Easy Chords DVD. Like I said, it's streaming on YouTube, or you could grab the DVD from my website. Next chord is the D. And the way I play that, I start with my index finger on the first string second fret, ring finger on the second string third fret, middle finger on the third string second fret, and then the fourth string is open. Now, you'll see reverse fingerings for the D a lot in different sheet music and different teachers. I use this shape just because it's more comfortable for moving around to similar chords. I'll give you an example. If I move to the A chord from a D, all I have to do is take the index finger and move it up to the fourth string second fret and slide the third finger back, right? So it's a real nice, easy change compared to having to go from this, to this. You're moving less fingers. So it's like a road map. You're going to map out your quickest way to get to where you want to go. So that's the fingering I use for D. Sometimes I'll throw in a open fifth string, D, A note to go with that. I'll slide it up to the fifth fret D, which is like an A-shaped chord. Which, yeah, by the way, if you're interested in how to move these chords up and down, check out my Easy Cage Guitar DVD. Again, that's streaming here on YouTube and available at the website. But basically, it just shows you how, an A chord can be played here, can be played here, 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 and then boom, it repeats. So there's 5 different, for every major chord or minor chord, there's 5 different positions up the fretboard, and just gives you more options for moving around. Now the next thing, this is a optional chord. It's B minor 7. So if you play that B minor chord that we learned already, and you just lift the pinky, boom, that's the B minor 7. And you notice it's very similar to the D chord. And that's why I use that as an optional chord from time to time. Because you can go basically from A to B minor, and then instead of switching to the D, you could just lift that ring finger, boom, and don't pick the fifth string, just pick 4 through 1. And that B minor 7 is no longer a B minor 7 because you're not playing that root B note, okay? Technically, you're playing a C-shaped D chord. Again, check out Easy Caged Guitar if you want to know what a C-shaped D chord is. All right, the main riff. That right there is 6th string open, and then the 2nd fret with the index finger to the 5th string open, 2nd fret with the index finger and slide up. I put a little shake on there, a little vibrato, it adds to it. And then a little thing that I add, I haven't heard Chris Stapleton do this, but I play it all the time. We play out just about every night of the week. And this is probably the most request song that I've had in my entire career. People just love Chris Stapleton. So anyways, I add this little spice right here. While I'm doing that shake on the 5th string 4th fret, I'll take my ring finger, put it on the 2nd string 5th fret, pinky on the 1st string 5th fret, and I'll just strum those 2 strings, slide them up to the 7th fret, and then right back. Actually, sometimes I could do that. You could just strum the 5th fret, slide up to the 7th and back down. Or what I like to do sometimes is strum the 5th fret, go silence it by muting the strings with my picking hand, move it up to the 7th fret, strum it again, and then slide back. And And that's why this song is so easy to teach beginners, because the main riff, you're using one finger for the most part. You got this next part of the riff: 5th string open, 2nd fret, slide up to 4, back down to 2, and then repeat. Open, pick 2nd fret, slide up to 4, and down to 2. So all together so far for the intro. The next part is still on the whole riff, pretty much, except for the 2-note intro. Everything's on the 5th string. So the next part, we got 5th string open, 2nd fret, slide up to 4, pick the 4 3 more times, and slide down to 2. And then the ending, open, 2nd fret, slide to 4, down to 2, open, open. Here it is for you. And I seen Chris do this live, and he doesn't add that little fill that I put in. He does add a lot of fills, and he may do it from time to time. But what I see him do live is he'll shake that note a little bit and slide it down. I used to spend my nights at the barroom. Now, here is our main riff, uninterrupted. What I like to do is, you notice when I play the song and sing along with it, I throw in the chords. So we start with that riff. B minor, D, which I'm playing the B minor 7, A. And then this intro riff, that's all over the A chord. That's played in place of an A chord. B minor. D. A. And what I'm doing right there is just picking up that ring finger, exposing the 2nd string open. And then hitting it again, hammering off, and then back up. And then back to the A. So basically, you'll see me throwing in a lot of notes. You'll watch Chris Stapleton play it and see him throwing in a lot of notes. And here's what those notes are. They accompany the chords that we already learned, but they also come from the scale. So this song is in the key of A major. And you could simply play an A major pentatonic, okay? It's a 5-note scale. You are on 5th string open, 2nd fret with the index, 4th fret with the ring finger. Boom, index goes to the 4th string, 2nd fret, up to the ring finger on the 4th fret, index goes to the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Okay, so that's your A major pentatonic scale. And notice that's where the riff comes from. Okay. The next position you could learn that is on the 6th string 5th fret. And here what we'll do is play the 5th fret with the index, ring on the 7th fret, then move the whole shape up to the 9th fret. Now your index falls right into place on the 5th string 7th fret. Ring goes to the 5th string 9th fret. Index goes to the 4th string 7th fret. From there, this is another A note. That's a octave A. So from there, what you're going to do is you play the 4th string 7th fret with the index, 9th fret with the ring, boom again. Slide the ring up to 11 this time. Index, ring, 7th fret, 9th fret, then ring up to 11 on the 4th string. Then you go, your index finger is right in place to go to the 3rd string 9, ring finger on the 3rd string 11, and then index on the 2nd string 10. Because of that tuning change, we have to move that up to the 10th fret, okay? Next up, let's see, where are we? Okay, yeah, we're on the 10th fret, and the next part of the scale is 2nd string 10th fret with the index, 12th fret with the ring, up to the 14th fret with the ring. Index finger is right in place to move from the 2nd string 12 to the 1st string 12. Ring finger goes on the 1st string 14, and for the octave A note, boom, right up to the 17th fret. All right, so let's run through those. The open position. And the 5th fret position on the 6th string. 7th fret position on the 4th string. And the 10th fret position on the 2nd string. And if you want to learn more about scales and playing lead guitar, I've got a few titles. The very first book that I ever wrote, which is also a DVD, is Guitar, Total Scales, Techniques, and Applications. It's available here on YouTube, or you could buy the DVD at the website. Easy Guitar Scales, got like 50 guitar scales on there. And it's just like a guitar scale workout, but you'll find yourself using these your entire musical life. And then there's Easy Lead Guitar. And that just goes in deeper as to using the whole fretboard of the guitar to play lead. So check those out here on YouTube, or grab the DVD and support my lifestyle, my musician lifestyle, by buying some of my stuff. I certainly appreciate when people do that. And I do appreciate everybody. You know, it's just an honor to have so many students around the world watching me on YouTube, whether you're watching me free here or if you're buying my DVDs. I love you all. This has been an incredible journey, being able to teach so many people for all these years. All right, I also put in the PDF. And if you're just joining us, don't forget, the very first link down below is a link to the free PDF that's got all the sheet music for this lesson here. But I put in I called it the Cool Blues Riff a la B.B. King. You slide up on the 3rd string with your middle finger, slide up to the 11th fret, and boom, your index finger goes to the A on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. Okay? And then play that again without the slide. 11 3rd string, 10 2nd string. And then you walk down on the 1st string with your ring finger from the 12th fret, middle finger on the 11, index finger on the 10, and then the 12th fret of the 2nd string. Here I give it a bend, and then go back to the 10. And I've heard Chris Stapleton do something pretty damn near close to this. It's an iconic B.B. King blues riff. You could even throw in the E, which is you slide up to the 6th fret of the 3rd string, and then just use the same pattern. So the reason I showed you these scales is so you could add different riffs and different flavors to the song while you're playing it. And also, that's where the lead comes out of. Which, by the way, I'm not teaching the exact lead that Chris recorded in the studio, But if you guys want it, I'll make you a deal. If within 1 week we get 500 likes, that tells me that you guys want a lesson for the Chris Stapleton Tennessee Whiskey guitar solo. And well, in order to do that, you're gonna have to like and then share it and get other people to like. So if I see 500 within 1 week, I will do that lesson. All right, on to the vocal portion of this lesson. So some singing tips. You want to keep your lungs full while you're singing. So, you spit out a couple words. If you got a break, just get in the habit. Open up your mouth and fill back up those lungs. And the trick is for singing, you want to fill up the lower part of your lungs. All right? So almost like down to your stomach. There is a tube that goes from your windpipe, right? It goes into your lungs. And where that tube goes into your lungs, there's a small part of the lung above it on each side, and then there's a pear-shaped large part of the lung below it. Now, here's the catch. If you fill up the upper side, you get cut off. You can no longer fill up the bottom side. So what you want to do is learn to breathe down. People will say, breathe into your diaphragm. Well, that's what it means. You're breathing into the lower part of your lungs, filling those up. If you put your hands on your ribs, you should feel them expand. So you fill that up. Now that gives you a lot of air so that you can hit those notes and hold those notes while you're singing songs. Another tip is sing at a volume equal to your speaking voice. All right, there's going to be times when you belt it out. Don't get me wrong. But when you're learning a song, or if you're playing every single night, you can't belt out like Bob Seger every single night and expect your voice to stay. Mine's already raspy from playing 10 shows a week, and that's at a speaking volume. Now, when I'm in the studio, that's when I'll belt it out. If I'm recording a new song or a cover tune, and I really want some grit, that's going to be played over and over again, hopefully. So there I am belting out. But for the most part, to be able to do this as a career, I am using a speaking level as I sing. Okay. Now let's see. Let's take a look at the chords and the vocals over them. Right. So we start with the A. Whoops. I used to spend my nights out in the B minor barroom to D. Liquor was the B minor. Only love I've known. A. While you're holding that known. Okay. And here's the notes, the reference. It might not be exact to what Chris is doing because he's an amazing vocalist. He modulates his voice a lot. All right. So instead of like hitting a certain tone and keeping it there, he'll go through the scale and he'll go up or down the scale and sometimes waver, just go all over the place. But he stays within the scale. He's an amazing vocalist. These are just reference notes so that you can learn the song and play it and have a good time with it. By all means, listen closer to Chris's recordings. And if you want to mimic him, that's where you'll learn how to modulate like Mr. Chris Stapleton. But so what we're doing for that first verse there, first half of the verse, the pitch I'm matching comes out of the scale. This is up here. This is a third string, 6th fret, right? And what we have is used to spend my nights. Go back down to 4th fret, out to the 2nd fret, then up to the 6th, bar to the 4th fret, room. Okay. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 4, 2, 2, 6, 4. All right. So you can sit and practice. When you're just starting out singing, you hold that note and match it. Okay. Used to spend my nights out in the barroom. And then the next part, liquor was the only love I'd known. 6th fret. Liquor was the only love. 4th fret. I'd, 2nd fret, known. Liquor was the only love I known. In the second half of that verse, over the A chord, you got, but you rescued me from reaching for the bottom, to B minor for bottom, bottom to D, and brought me back, B minor, from being too far, A, gone. And the notes to match, very similar. You're going to find most songs that you sing only use a few notes for the most part of the melody. So we're on the 3rd string again, 6th fret. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Whoops, I'm on the 4th. 3rd string, 6th fret. So we got 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 4, 2, 2, 2, 2, 6, 4. All right. And the lyrics that go over that. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom. And the next part on the 2nd fret. And brought me back from being up to the 6th fret. 2. And that 2 slides down. So you kind of move your pitch from the 6th to the 4th. 2, 2. And then the 2nd fret. Far gone. So let's do that first verse together. We'll just do it with the chords. I won't even play the guitar riff. Okay, so we've got... I used to spend my nights out in the barroom. Liquor was the only love I've known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. And again, what I'm doing there, throwing in some extra notes you see. And basically, that's just keeping in time with the song. All right, so you could do, the easiest way for beginners is just to strum once for the lyrics, and you know when to change. So if used to spend my nights as A, used to spend my nights out in A is all over the A chord. Barroom is the B minor chord. Okay, so instead of strumming or adding accent notes like I'm doing, if you're just starting out, strum that A chord. Used to spend my nights out in the, switch to B minor, barroom. D. Liquor was the only love I've known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. And what you can do on top of that, once you get the hang of just that as a beginner, what you want to add to that is something in time. All right, so you got a straight 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. B minor. 1, 2, 3, 4. D. 1, 2. B minor. 4. A. 2. 3, 4. So you've got all those beats that you can accent. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. To get a little bit more advanced, that's just you're counting quarter notes there. You're counting the 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're hitting a chord note during that count. Let's say you want to go to 8th notes. So now 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and whoops. Forgot the B minor there, but you get what I'm saying. So it's all in time. Once you know the chords, now you could add a bunch of stuff to it. So I might do something like, I'll mix the riff in with it. So with the riff, used to spend my nights out at the barroom. Liquor was the only love I've known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. All right, so let's learn the chorus now. For the chorus, I'm playing that riff. And you don't have to. You could play the A chord, right? But I'm playing that riff, but I'm singing it an octave higher. And what that means is the first note is the open E, right? So I'm singing the octave, which is on the fourth string, second fret, okay? And that's where I'm starting to scale. You're as smooth. So it's the fourth string, second fret, fourth fret, third string, second fret, and raise that smooth up. Almost like a slide on the guitar, except you're doing it vocally. Smooth. Again, the sixth fret. As Tennessee. So Tennessee, the as is a sixth fret, and Tennessee is 6, 4, 2. As Tennessee. Back up to 6 for whiskey. 6, 4. Whiskey. Then the 6. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. Strawberry wine. 6, 4, 2, 2. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay strong on your love all the time. And we're on to the next section. Again, you're already holding the A, right? You came off that progression. A, B minor, D, B minor, A. While that A's ringing out, you're as warm. There's another A right there on the warm as a B minor. Glass of brandy. And honey, I stay deep stoned on your B minor love all the time. So it's a 4 count for the A. Yours 1, 2, 3. Yours 1, 2, 3, 4. B minor 2, 3, 4. Then 2 beats for the D. 1, 2, B minor 3, 4. Then 4 for the A. 1, 2, 3. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Another tip I didn't mention earlier is, all right, so you got the lungs down, right? You're keeping them filled. You're taking a breath every time you have a break to be allowed, just to keep air in there, because you need the air to make the vocal cords sing. The other thing that you want to do is your larynx. For men, we have it right behind the Adam's apple. It would be pretty much in the same location for women. But you want to keep that down. See how I could control that? I could kind of just, if I take a deep breath, it kind of automatically goes down there. So while I'm singing, I don't want this up here, because that really makes you sound nasally and non-musical. So the lower you could keep that larynx anchored, that's basically where your vocal cords are. All right? So keeping it lower gives it more room to resonate as it goes through your throat and out of your mouth. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. And those notes that we're hitting, starting on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and second to 4. Your, and then to the third string, second fret, as, fourth fret for warm. So you're almost like a guitar slide. You're modulating that note for warm. You're singing warm on 4 and raising it up to that 6th fret. Warm. Then stay on 6. As a glass. And glass modulates. 6, 4, 2. Warm as a glass of. Glass of is a second fret. Back up to 6. Brandy. 6, 4. Brandy. Fourth string, second fret. And third string, second fret. Honey and honey. Up to the 6th fret. I stay stoned. 6, 6, 6, 4. I stay stoned. Second fret. On your love. 6th fret. All 6 to 4. All the time. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. Now there are some modulations. He also has a beautiful backup singer, a woman with a beautiful voice singing with him on the original recording. So you're going to hear different modulations. And what those basically are different chord notes. Chord notes. So like for an A chord, for example, we have the notes A, C sharp, and E, right? That's what makes up the A chord. So if you're singing an A, another harmony singer could be singing a C sharp over you, or even an E over you, or even lower than you. That's what harmony is. And you could also, instead of just using the chord notes, you could use the scale notes that we learned earlier. All right, so you could experiment with that. On to the second verse. Beautiful thing about music is it's very repetitive. So the second verse is almost going to be the same pitch that you learned for the first verse. Just different words. And so here we go, over the A. I look for love in all the same old B minor places to D. Found the bottom of the B minor. Bottle's always A. Dry. A. But when you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. All right, I didn't call out those chords because we have already done it a bunch of times. It's A, B minor, D to B minor, back to A. So let's, just using a straight tempo, let's sing over those chords. Try to change them in time, try to sing in time. I look for love in all the same old places. On the bottom of the bottle's always dry. But when you poured out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. And there's a modulation for you. Okay, we'll get to that in just a second. So first, let's start with that. Nothing like your love to get me high. All right, so like your love, third string, 6th fret. Like your love to 2nd fret to get me, then an octave, 1st string, 5th fret. High, and so you're kind of dropping the pitch. You're going from that really high pitched A note on the 1st string, 5th fret, down to the pitch of the 3rd string, 6th fret. And there's nothing like your love to get me high. And actually, that's that 6 Slides down to the 2 there, all right? Okay, and then the very last part of the vocal variations. If you look on the sheet music, we've got, it says, "You're as warm as," okay? Chris modulates his voice, as I mentioned earlier in the lesson. And he just uses scale notes to do that, okay? So in this case, that particular chorus or verse, he's up at the 2nd string, 5th fret. Your as. The as is the 1st string, 2nd fret. And then warm is, he, like I said, he modulates, okay? So it's a little tricky. I don't always do it live, but I'm not Chris Stapleton either. All right, so the warm is 1st string, 5th fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, to the 2nd string, 3rd fret, back to the 1st string, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. You're as warm as a glass of brandy, and honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. All right, so that is a wrap for the lesson. I hope you guys dig it. Give me some feedback. Give me some likes. If you want that guitar solo, click on the like button and then click on the share button. Get the word out there. Get people watching this. If I have 500 likes within a week, I will do a note-for-note transcription in lesson just like this one, but for the guitar solo that Chris Stapleton plays so well. Hey, thanks for watching. I love you guys, and let me know what songs you want to hear next. Check out the set list at marcococonut.com, and if there's something on there that grabs you and I get enough requests, I'll put that next in line. If not, I already have a couple ideas of what I'm doing. Used to spend my nights out at the barroom. Liquor was the only love I've known. But you rescued me from reaching for the bottom. Brought me back for being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Now, honey, I'll stay stoned on your love all the time. I look for love in all the same old places. Find the bottom of the bottle always dry. But when you put out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. And you're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. And baby, I stay stoned on your love all the time. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Once again, thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Mwah. All right, so for the tuning, the 432, let me get this out of tune a little bit. I already loosened up the headstock, and I'm going to grab it, the strings, right about the 12th fret, right? And just shake it around. You're not going to break the strings. I mean, if you go much higher than, this is about 1/2 inch above the strings, then yeah, you might. But they can shake, and especially when you got brand new strings, you shake them like this, you tune it 2 or 3 times, and the thing's going to stay in tune. Sometimes I go through a 4-hour gig with this staying in tune, and this is just a trick. Stretch out the strings. You got brand new strings, put them on, stretch them out, and then tune it up a few times and repeat. After 2 or 3 times, it'll stay in tune. So now I'm at 432, as I mentioned. We're going to take that. 432 is lower than standard tuning, and people like Eddie Van Halen, Dimebag Darrell, Prince, they tune down. A lot of artists tune down, and the reason being, it sounds better, right? But scientifically, 432 is a natural frequency, or damn near close, of the Earth, and it only makes sense if we're on planet Earth. It's easier to sing along to 432 than to tighten up the tuning to 440. And there's a lot of theories out there as to why standard tuning was changed way back when to 440. But it's more aggressive, much tighter. And when I first tried 432, my voice really opened up for the first time. I mean, I was singing for a long, long time, but my voice opened up to singing a lot wider range. It was just more natural, and it felt comfortable. And boom, I found myself able to hit notes that I never dreamed of hitting before. So check that out. If you're having trouble with any certain songs, maybe if you change the tuning, you might be able to do it. Or you could also modulate and change the pitch. Now that I'm in tune, I'll go ahead and give you a pitch reference. We'll start with the high E, the low E, the B, the G, D note, 4th string, the 5th string, A, 432, not 440, and then the low E. Did that go out of whack? Oh, it did go out of whack, okay. So here, let's put that back where it should be. Just a hair up. Come on. There it is. All right. And there you have it. Find the bottom of the bottle always dry. But when you put out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. And you're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey.